Hello fellow gardeners and welcome back to the Humus Heritage. If you've been watching our channel, you know we're passionate about building soil health the natural way. As we step into November, many of you are feeling the pressure to stock up on bags of manure before the season slips away. But, what if I told you that some of the most vibrant, productive gardens thrive without ever touching a single pile of it? This month, we're diving deep into No Manure November, a game-changing approach to winter garden preparation that will transform your soil without the traditional methods you've always relied on. Let's uncover the secrets that will make your spring garden absolutely spectacular. For decades, gardeners have believed that manure is the cornerstone of winter garden preparation. It's become almost biblical in gardening circles, the promise of livestock-derived fertility passed down through generations. But here's what the science actually tells us. Manure is just one pathway to soil health, not the only one. In fact, many experienced gardeners have discovered that alternative methods can deliver superior results with less physical labor and fewer concerns about pathogens or weed seeds that can hide in poorly aged manure. The reality is that while manure does contain nutrients, it's not necessarily superior to other organic materials you can source more easily. Fresh manure can burn plants, introduce unwanted pathogens like E. coli, and spread viable weed seeds throughout your garden. Aged manure is better, certainly, but by the time it's aged properly, you've essentially created compost anyway. Why not skip the middleman and create your own superior product? Early November is absolutely the prime moment to act. The soil is still workable, you have time before the first hard frost, and nature is providing you with abundant free materials, just waiting to be transformed into gardening gold. The beautiful truth is that the methods we're about to explore are not only effective, they're surprisingly simple and in many cases completely free. You likely already have access to most of what you need right in your own yard. Before we jump into solutions, let's talk about what's actually happening in your soil. Healthy soil isn't just dirt, it's a living ecosystem teeming with beneficial microorganisms, fungi, and nutrients in perfect balance. A single teaspoon of healthy soil contains more living organisms than there are people on Earth. This ecosystem thrives on organic matter and biological activity, not necessarily on manure specifically. When you understand this fundamental principle, whole new worlds of possibility open up. Cover cropping is one of the most powerful secrets that professional gardeners and regenerative farmers have known for years. When you plant cover crops like winter rye, clover, or vetch in November, you're essentially hiring nature to work for you all winter long. These plants protect your soil from erosion and nutrient leaching during the rainy months. Their root systems penetrate deep into compacted soil, breaking it up naturally and creating pathways for water and air penetration. More impressively, when you work them into the soil come spring, they act as green manure, adding organic matter and even nitrogen directly into your beds. Your soil gets stronger, your weed pressure decreases, and your compacted areas begin to break up naturally through root action. Winter rye is particularly excellent because it's cold hardy and will continue growing even in freezing temperatures, maximizing the organic matter it produces before spring incorporation. Mulching with organic materials is equally transformative. Instead of leaving your beds bare and exposed to winter weather, layering finished compost, shredded leaves, aged wood chips, or straw creates a protective blanket. This mulch insulates the soil, regulates temperature fluctuations, suppresses winter weeds, and gradually breaks down into the most nutrient-rich form of organic matter possible. The beauty of this approach is that it's self-perpetuating. As materials break down, they feed the soil organisms, which create more nutrients, which feed your plants. By spring, you won't just have healthier soil, you'll have done half the work of fertilizing before you even plant your first seed. Think of it as building a savings account of fertility that compounds throughout the season. If there's one thing that comes closest to manure's reputation, it's well-rotted compost. But here's why compost is actually superior. You control exactly what goes into it, it's completely free if you make it yourself, and it introduces an incredible diversity of beneficial microorganisms that manure sometimes lacks. Compost is essentially nature's way of recycling, and when you participate in this process, you're not just amending your soil, you're becoming part of a larger ecological cycle. Making your own compost from kitchen scraps and yard waste is easier than most people think. Start with a simple ratio: brown materials like leaves, shredded paper, and aged wood chips combined with green materials like grass clippings, vegetable scraps, and coffee grounds. The ideal ratio is roughly 3 parts brown to 1 part green. Turn occasionally, keep it moist like a wrung-out sponge, and within 3 to 6 months, you'll have finished compost so dark and crumbly, it looks like chocolate cake. Spread a 2 to 3 inch layer over your garden beds in November, and you've essentially created a time-release nutrient delivery system for spring. You can also incorporate it directly into your beds by mixing it into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil, which is particularly effective in areas where you'll be planting vegetables. The beauty of compost is multifaceted. It improves water retention in sandy soils that drain too quickly, enhancing the soil's ability to hold nutrients and water where plant roots can access them. It enhances drainage in heavy clay soils that compact easily, creating air pockets and preventing waterlogging. Most importantly, it introduces the beneficial bacteria and fungi that create the biological engine driving nutrient cycling. Your plants won't just survive come spring, they'll thrive because they're growing in soil that's literally alive. Additionally, compost contains humic substances that help chelate minerals, making them more available to plant roots, and it naturally suppresses certain soil-borne pathogens through competitive exclusion by beneficial microbes. For those ready to level up, vermicomposting creates black gold in the form of worm castings. A simple bin in your garage, basement, or shed can totally transform kitchen waste into the most nutrient-dense amendment you can apply to your garden. Worm castings contain not just nutrients but also beneficial microbes and enzymes that help establish a thriving underground ecosystem. Compost tea takes this even further into the realm of microbial inoculation. Just steep finished compost in water, aerate it for 24 hours using an aquarium pump or, honestly, even by stirring vigorously, and you've got a liquid concentrate of beneficial microorganisms. If you apply this to your garden beds in late fall, you're inoculating your soil with the microscopic workforce that really makes everything else possible. Beyond compost, specific organic amendments address particular nutrient needs without ever opening a bag of manure. Shredded leaves are perhaps the most underutilized resource in gardening. Most homeowners rake leaves and dispose of them, never realizing they're throwing away pure fertility. Run your lawnmower over leaves to shred them, then pile them onto garden beds. As they decompose through winter, they provide a rich source of carbon and organic matter while improving soil structure. Aged wood chips and straw function similarly, adding organic matter and suppressing weeds while breaking down slowly to build long-term soil health. Bone meal provides phosphorus essential for root development and flowering, blood meal delivers nitrogen for leafy growth, and green and offers potassium along with trace minerals. These targeted amendments, combined with your compost base, allow you to create custom soil recipes tailored to your specific garden's needs. The secret to a thriving spring garden isn't found in bags at the garden center. It's found in understanding that soil is alive, that nature provides free materials everywhere, and that working with these systems, rather than against them, produces gardens that are healthier, more productive and durable, and easier to maintain. This November, commit to building your soil through compost, cover crops, and organic materials. You'll save money, reduce your environmental impact, and create the most fertile, biologically active soil possible. Come spring, your garden will thank you with explosive growth, vigorous plants, and yields that exceed your expectations. If this approach resonates with you, please subscribe to the Humus Heritage for more gardening wisdom that empowers you to work with nature rather than against it. Share your No Manure November strategies in the comments. We'd love to hear how you're preparing your garden naturally. Here's to the healthiest, most vibrant growing season ahead.